Would you believe me if I told you that by age 65, only 1 in 100 individuals will be comfortably well off? Not only that, but 70% of wealthy families lose their riches by the second generation, and by the third, around 90% lose everything. So in other words, if you become rich and hand your money down to your kids, if they don't completely squander it, then their kids definitely will. Take the Vanderbilt family as an example. Once one of the wealthiest families in America, their immense fortunes substantially declined over generations. Cornelius Vanderbilt, one of history's wealthiest Americans, built a vast empire through shipping and railroads, amassing a fortune worth $100 million at his death in 1877. Adjusted for inflation, this colossal sum would translate to tens of billions of dollars in today's economy. Yet despite this staggering wealth, the family's fortune dwindled significantly over the generations. Lavish spending, poor financial management, and the division of assets among heirs eroded their once unmatched prosperity, leaving later generations with only a fraction of the original legacy. Today, his descendant, Anderson Cooper, a well-known journalist you've likely seen on TV, speaks candidly about not inheriting any significant riches from the Vanderbilt fortune. This reflects the broader difficulties of preserving generational wealth, as even famous families face financial decline over time. This makes me curious. Is it more challenging nowadays to maintain generational wealth than in the past? Or are there strategies today that make it more attainable? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. Now let's dive into some powerful strategies. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to build wealth. Even better, you'll find out how to ensure it benefits future generations as long as they follow the same steps. So sit back, relax, and get ready to delve into 5 ways to create generational wealth. Welcome to Blue Chip Mindset, the winning mindset for success. This channel isn't for the lazy, so if you're not here to get inspired, you're in the wrong place. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, please give it a like. Tip number 1. Explore the potential of the S&P 500. You probably heard stories of early investments in powerhouses like Microsoft or Bitcoin turning into fortunes. However, forecasting the market's next sensation can be tricky. Let me introduce you to a premier passive investment, the S&P 500. For clarity, the S&P 500 comprises the leading 500 U.S. companies, offering you a collective investment. If one company underperforms, it gets replaced. Over time, the S&P 500 has proven to be a goldmine for building wealth. Putting it in perspective, if you invested $1,000 in the S&P 500 in 2010 and reinvested all dividends, it would have grown to approximately $6,568 by December 31st, 2024. That's an impressive 556.8% total return, or an annualized average of 13.3%. Remarkably, this reflects the market's strength with a 23.3% gain in 2024 alone, driven by AI enthusiasm and tech giants like NVIDIA despite volatility. Even the likes of Warren Buffett have struggled to consistently outperform this benchmark in recent years, underscoring the S&P 500's robust long-term growth. And if you want to invest in the S&P 500, the SPY ETF is a top choice for many. If you want to know where to invest in the S&P 500, I highly recommend the brokerage app I use called Webull. Simply click on the link pinned in the top comment or the video description, register, and search for SPY. Tip number 2. Acquire, leverage, legacy. This is your trifecta and the ultimate formula for generational wealth. While deceptively simple, this method could be the most crucial financial knowledge you ever gain, so pay close attention. Your journey to building wealth for future generations relies on these 3 foundational steps. Number 1, what you acquire. Number 2, what you do with it. Number 3, what happens to it when you head to the after party in the sky. There is a way to screw this formula up, so here's the path to mastering it. Step 1, acquire. Invest in things that retain and grow in value. You're likely familiar with assets already. Step 2, leverage. Here lies the game changer. When in need of funds, the rich never liquidate their assets. Instead, they leverage them. Suppose you possess land or an apartment complex and need funds. Don't sell. Instead, secure a loan against it. This approach is how the rich keep growing their wealth. The reason? Borrowed funds aren't taxable. So, as long as you don't squander your borrowed funds on reckless purchases, you can amass more assets, generating further income, repaying debts, enhancing credit, and allowing for greater borrowing potential. It's like a financial magic trick. Rinse and repeat until you amass substantial wealth. Step 3, you die. Yes, I know, not what you wanted to hear, but at some point, we all leave this earth and can't take our money with us. Your goal should be ensuring your wealth benefits your descendants. However, there's a challenge. Governments, much like a demanding ex-wife in divorce court, demand their share, often termed inheritance tax. The U.S. sees 18% to 40% inheritance tax rates, contingent on residency and affluence. In other countries, it can be even higher. To cultivate generational wealth, it's vital to understand tax laws and find legal ways to minimize their impact on your plans. Before we move on to tip number 3, if you're enjoying the video so far, please tap that like button as it helps get this video out to more people like you and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you aboard. Tip number 3, building a business for the ages. You might be killing it on social media or YouTube right now, but fast forward a few decades, and those videos you posted won't put dinner on your descendants' tables or clothes on their backs. What's needed is a business with lasting power, an enterprise proven in yesteryears, flourishes today, and has a roadmap for the future. Let's share a fun fact. Many well-known brands we recognize today started from their founders' family names. Names like McDonald's, Levi, or Colgate. The Fay and Ford Motor Company, a nod to its founder, Henry Ford. The list is seemingly endless, embracing other giants like Heinz, Honda, Dyson, Disney, Harley-Davidson, and many more. These brands are not just about selling things, they're powerful stories of dreams that became significant realities. Every name you recognize begins with someone's passion and hard work. Now think about it. What if your name was on a product or a shop sign? What lasting mark can you create that the next generations of your family can be proud of and continue? Tip number 4. Have some gold and silver in your portfolio. Gold and silver aren't just shiny metals to adorn ourselves with or admire in a museum. They have a long-standing reputation as safe haven assets, and there are good reasons for that. Economic downturns are a historical certainty. In these times, gold and silver can safeguard your wealth. While they might not yield quick returns like riskier ventures, they provide lasting value. Consider them as financial insurance for your wealth. Adding them to your portfolio could be the stability you need. Tip number 5. Invest in income-generating real estate. There's a reason why 90% of millionaires invest in real estate. It's a proven path to wealth accumulation. Real estate, especially properties that generate a steady income, has consistently been a reliable strategy for building long-term financial stability. Imagine owning a duplex or converting a home into a rental property in your town. By investing and consistently maintaining these properties, you secure a steady rental income. This not only serves as a financial cushion during economic downturns, but the property often appreciates in value over time. Teaching these principles to the next generation is crucial. Once your children are of age, inspire them with these lessons, guiding them to see the potential in properties that yield consistent income. Imagine in a few generations your family having a collection of properties. These wouldn't just provide steady income, but also grow in value over time. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, please like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications.